I would like to now invite the speakers of the first session to please take their seats on the dais. The first session of this seminar is titled Engaging Youth in Political Process. Do political parties exploit youth for their own interests? And I would like to invite the chairperson of this session, Asma Sheikh of GVM's College of Commerce and Economics, Ponda. And the speakers of this session are Alpheus Fernandez of St. Xavier's College, Mapsa, Anjali Pilarmar of Don Bosco College, Tanjim, Pratnya Tande, GVM's College, Ponda, Sanskriti Mahale, Government College of Commerce, Arts and Commerce, Perne. Kindly take your seats on the dais. I would also like to introduce you to the observer of this session, Mr. Audumbar Shinde, who is Senior Staff Reporter of Tarun Bharat.
Good morning everyone, respected sir, teachers and my dear friends. Well, as you all know, I am here the moderator for the first session, that is engaging youth in political process. The political parties exploit youth for their own interests. Well, I would like to introduce you myself, that is my name is Asma Sheikh. I am from GVM College of Commerce and Economics, Ponda. Well, we have here speakers who will be speaking for the first session. We also have our observer, that is Audumbar Shinde, Senior Staff Reporter from Tarun Bharat. I will now request Alpheus Fernandez, that is from St. Xavier's College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Mapsa, to please report today.
Good morning everyone. My name is Alpheus Fernandez and I am going to talk on the topic engaging youth in political process. Do political parties exploit youth for their own benefit? The youth are the future of our nation. The pillars of democratic India. Any idea of national development is a myth without active participation of the youth. India has the largest youth population in the world. About 66% of the total population is below the age of 35. The Indian youth have brains, passion and hope. They are impatient and dynamic. Their bubbling enthusiasm has to be utilized. Their power has to be harnessed for the welfare of the nation. A large number of democratic responsibilities lie with the youth. How the nation will function depends on the youth. Hence, it is important that the youth engage themselves in political process. So, what is political process? Political process is a process of formulation and administration of public policy, usually by interaction between social groups and political institutions, or between political leadership and public opinion. It also refers to legal activities where citizens can change public policy. Some of the interrelated political processes involve the elections, voting, political campaigning in favor of a candidate, and enrollment in the country's bureaucracy. Why should a youth engage themselves in political process? Politics today requires educated individuals. Require individuals who are not only educated with degree, but also with manners. Require individuals who follow the principles of anti-corruption and believe in equality. Today, almost every youth is educated with degree and manners. They are also educated with principles of equality and anti-corruption. Youth should engage themselves in political process because they are the ones who make the masses experience democracy in true form. Thoughts of the youth matter a lot because they have much to contribute as a result of their age and the fact that they have much longer years to live. The youth can channelize their energies politically in a judicious manner. The youth can get practical and rational in their thought process. It is a youth who can change the face of political landscape. Indian political system looks at youth as a vital component. Youth is an integral part of the political process of the country. So, how can the youth engage themselves in political process? First, by joining political parties. Youth has the freedom to affiliate himself to any political party which he wishes, or start their own independent political parties. There are many political parties in multi-party India, such as BJP, Congress, National Congress Party. By engaging themselves in political party, the youth will be able to extend a helping hand in administration of the country. Second is by voting. Voting is a ticket to empowerment, and it is an act of choosing political candidate to represent the country in government. There are 66% youth fitting in the voting age across the country. Thus, they form the core vote bank of our nation. It is said that one vote can make a difference. So the youth can actively participate in the voting process and increase the youth voters' turnout during elections. Thirdly, the youth can join the bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is a system where the officials are recruited by the government for better administration of the country. The Indian bureaucracy involves Indian Administrative Service, Indian Forest Service, Indian Police Service, and others. Youth can engage themselves in any of the services and help the government in better administration of the nation. These were some of the areas in which the youth can engage themselves. So, another question arises, how can the government and other concerned people help the youth engage in political process? You can engage the youth in political process by following methods. First, awareness. The first step should be to increase the knowledge and awareness of political process among the youth. This can be done by distributing information and by promoting participation of youngsters in youth policy at local, regional, and national level through internet, publication, and seminar. Secondly, we have to change the wrong notion of the word politics. Today's youth feel that politics is a dirty game which includes corruption, bribery, looting, cheating, scams, scandals, etc. So we must change the wrong notion of the word politics among the youth by making them understand that they, the judicious youth, should stop this dirty game by engaging themselves in political parties and stopping it. We should also understand that politics is not a dirty game. It is the politicians who make politics a dirty game. So if we have judicious youth as politicians, politics will no longer be a dirty game. The government can also implement policies such as policy of two terms, wherein a politician is not allowed to hold Prime Minister's post or the Chief Minister's post or any other topmost post for more than 2 terms. This will give opportunity for the youth to participate in the elections and even give them chance to hold a topmost post. The subtopic was, do political parties exploit the youth for their own benefit? I would argue the answer is yes. So how do the political parties exploit the youth? First, by cheating the youth. Some political parties direct the youth to register themselves with the political parties and then use them to organize party works, spreading of party ideas to local masses, making people support the party by voting in favor of the party. These youth, they faithfully spread the ideology of the political party by campaigning and even get the support in favor of the party. But when time comes, the elections, these youth are not even rewarded with party ticket or any other position in the party. And instead of harnessing the youth, they are exploiting the youth. Example, the 2012 Goa Assembly elections. In these elections, the Congress party gave only 1 ticket to a youth out of 40. The political parties also interfere in student council elections of Indian universities. Youth wings like the National Students Union of India and Akhil Bharati Vidyarthi Parishad are the 2 youth wings which the political parties are using to win every year to win the Students' Council elections in the universities and colleges. This indicates their direct involvement in the affairs of the college and university. These elections should have been apolitical, but without any political influence. But this is not happening in the Indian universities. Example would be the recent Goa University elections. The elections were completely politically influenced, even though this university has been given orders by the court to have follow direct election system. They are following parliamentary indirect system. I don't feel that political parties should interfere in the students' council elections. These elections are held only to maintain discipline and have control of law and order in the university. By interfering, the political parties are indirectly causing disturbance in the university system. Some political parties also use the youth as tools for political work. They take advantage of the youth's active and enthusiastic passion. The political parties make the youth galvanize the voters. They use the youth to vote, to write vote cards for organizing rallies, and also use them in physical fights, and to disrupt political smooth election process, etc. However, when it comes to defending these these political parties stay away, and hence the youth are forced to face cases before the judiciary with little or no protection coming from the political class. So it is important for the youth of our country to engage themselves in political process, since by engaging, the country will get new ideas from the youth to improve the administration of our nation. It is also mandatory that the political parties should stop exploiting youth, because if the youth lose interest in the political process, then none of the youth will be willing to join the political process. The political parties should harness the youth, not exploit them, by giving them
Well, your time is running out. It's already 8 minutes ago.
Thank you. So I would like to end the quote: very educated youth take over the country with ideologies of kindness, sincerity, and honesty rule. Let the scoundrels no more use politics as their refuge. Let the scoundrels stick behind bars. Thank you.
Now I will request Anjali Nagesh Pilamal from Don Bosco College, Beijing. Speakers, please note your timings are 8 minutes. You are let to speak for 8 minutes. Good morning, everyone. I'm Anjali from Don Bosco College. And as we all know, the topic for today's first session is engaging youth in politics. Do political parties exploit youth for their own interests? As we all know, India is the largest democracy in the world. One can also call it the democracy of youth, where the majority of the population is between the range of 20 to 40 years of age. Well, India may be referred to as youth democracy worldwide, but the major part of it, that is politics, is solely and wholly controlled by the aged politicians. Our constitution clearly mentions the minimum age to hold the office of State Legislative Assembly or Lok Sabha is 25, Rajya Sabha is 30, and President's office is 35. But the question is, how many people till date between the age of 25 to 40 have actually got an opportunity to hold such important offices? A very few. And among those very few who got an opportunity is because of the so-called family Raj. The best examples can be Rahul Gandhi, Varun Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav, Sachin Pilot, coming down to Goa, Jwalenka Alamau, Vishwajit Rane, and the list goes on. Among the other few who get into politics is because they have the force, they have the power. That is Gunda Raj. Our first youngest CM is Akhilesh Yadav, who became a CM at the age of 48. Youngest Prime Minister was Rajiv Gandhi, who became a Prime Minister at the age of 40. So one point is clear, that for a youth to enter politics, he either needs to have the force or a godfather. For a normal youth like us to enter politics, it is very difficult. And one question that comes to my mind is, the age when people normally take retirement, why is that age becoming for our politicians to enter politics and hold such important offices? And no doubt that our country has achieved progress, it has developed ever since we attained independence due to the participation of these politicians. But how many youth were involved in it? How many youth were actually taken into the party? How many youth have taken the initiative to change our country's system? No doubt that our politicians, very well say that youth is the future of the country. But I think this perception needs to be changed, because youth are not the future of the country. They are the present. Without even changing the present scenario, how can we dream of having a better future? So the youth today, I think, needs to enter politics, clear this dirty system for a better future. And our politicians also think that the youth today are inexperienced. They are not knowledgeable enough to understand the complex world of politics. Then my question is, why are we given the power to vote at the age of 18 if we are not knowledgeable and understanding enough? If at the age of 18 we can have that level of maturity, then I think by the age of 25 to 40 we will develop that level of knowledge required to govern a country. I think that needs to be realized by the politicians as well as the youth. Because today we say that politics is a dirty game and we back out. I think this needs to be changed. Politics is dirty, yes, but because of whom? It is the politicians. So we can become a politician. I know it is very difficult, but it is not impossible. The word impossible also says I am possible. And whenever the youth try to get into politics, it is the political parties who exploit them. They very well know that if a youth enters politics, they might have to leave their position. Today's politicians are so much in love with their position that they are not ready to leave it. And they very well know if a youth comes to power, they might have to leave their position because youth have new ways to deal with the situation, they have new ideologies, and they're going to work with that. But at the same time, they're forgetting that youth are ready to accept guidance, they are ready to accept criticism, which today's politicians are not. So I think if the youth comes to power, they will rule, they will prove to be better leaders. Because today in India, you see anything goes wrong, youth are the first ones to raise their voice. They leave their schools, colleges, universities, offices, they come, get onto the roads and protest. If it is not possible for them to protest, then they surely do it through the social networking site. But here also we are stopped. Even in case of that girl who posted a comment just after Bal Thakre's death, that what was it? Why was Mumbai burned just because of his death? And she was taken behind bars along with a friend who had just liked the post. Even this freedom has been taken away from the youth today. We are not raising any questions against them. We are just asking why was there a Mumbai burn? As simple as that. But here also again, when it comes to university elections, the political parties very well know that if they engage, influence one youngster, he can in turn influence hundreds of them. And they very well know how to get attention also. And so what they do is, during university elections, they fund them. And so the first step that an individual takes into politics is on the base of corruption. He enters only with the mindset that politics is all about money and not responsibility. Today's youth, I won't say all, but definitely some, get easily attracted towards money, fame, status, and glamour. So I don't think the politicians are to be blamed over here. It is the youth, who do this. Because it is we who want an easy way out for everything. We do not want to work hard. We find that joining hands with politicians, you get fame. On the other hand, you will get money also. So we are the ones who allow the politicians to exploit us. But in some cases, the politicians also very well know that if a youngster has some work with a political party, the member will say, okay, I'll get your work done, but you'll have to sign on the register saying that you'll join our youth wing or whichever party that is. And this, I know because this has happened with one of my friends. So we need to change the mindset of the politicians that youth are not to be used. As the politicians say, they are the future. So involve the youth into politics, not exploit them. So, and this needs to be realized by today's youth also. Because if we do not enter politics and we just say it's a dirty game and leave it out over there, then I don't think we have any right to speak anything against these politicians, because it is we who are not taking the initiative to join politics. Thank you.
Now, here is Pradnya Kande from GPR College of Commerce and Economics to speak on the first session.
I wish a pleasant good morning to all the dignitaries, chief guests, teachers, and all the students. I am Pradnya here before you to present on the topic Engaging Youth in Political Process. Do political parties exploit youth for their own interest? Here we all know till now politics and politicians. But do we really know the exact meaning of the youth? Internationally, there is no generalized definition of term youth. According to the United Nations definition, 1992, youth comprises young people aged between 15 and 24 years, and in general terms, Youth can be defined as a stage in the life cycle before adult life begins. Despite the increase in the number of and range of mechanisms to engage youth participants continue to see their roles undermined by governments and policymakers based on these perceptions. Youth participation must lie at the center of the creation of policies for youth. Rather than being viewed as risks to be contained or solved, youth should be recognized as social actors with skills and capacities to bring about constructive solutions to societal issues that directly affect them. There are some politicians which have made some efforts to consult with young youth generations. These consultations, however, have often been passive and time-bound in nature. Through meetings and surveys that give youth the opportunity to offer their ideas and opinions, but rarely involve them further in the policy process. They are not given equal standings with other stakeholders in defining policies, and no attempts have been made to ensure their participation in the long-term basis. In a democracy, every citizen can participate in political process by freely accessing information about political issues, by openly expressing their own opinion on public affairs, by formulating expectations, proposals, or requirements without fear of representation, by voting in elections, by engaging in civil society, organizations, or political parties, or by standing up as a candidate in democratic elections. In this way, democracy is the government of the people, by the people, for the people, in the famous words of Abraham Lincoln, President of United States of America from 1861 to 65. The past decade has seen a growing recognition of the importance of youth participation in decision making, as successful efforts by governments to engage youth have led to better policy formulation, implementation, and evaluation. This, in part, has been driven by growing consensus that youth participation has not only a demonstrated value, it is a political right. All children have right to express their views and to have them taken into account in all matters that affect them. Yet, far too often, the roles played by youth in this process are marginal. Why? Youth continue to face institutionalized prejudice in many quarters that see youth as lacking expertise, experience, capacity, or drive. In drawing conclusion from this analysis, whilst it was evident that some governments are meeting their commitments to involve youth in the development of national action plans, the majority of governments do not involve youth in the preparations of youth employment policies, nor in their implementations. This government, for the most part, continue to rely on traditional stakeholder groupings such as line ministers, workers and employees organizations, often to the exclusion of civil society actors. As such, significantly, more efforts must be made not only to promote youth employment as a central development issue, but also to ensure the active involvement of youth organizations in policy development at all the levels. Thank you.
Now here is Sanskriti Mahale from Government College of Arts and Commerce, Vinota, present. Good morning everyone. My topic is engaging youth in political process. Do political parties exploit youth for their own interest? Youth are the pillars of a country. They are the future of any nation. To secure a better future for our nation, today there is an urgent need to engage youth into politics. Youth have an active role to play and have a lot to contribute in the political field. Not only should youth be volunteers and voters, but they should be candidates and seek political office and really articulate the issues of the youth and nation. Politics today has earned its reputation for being a dirty field. The newspapers are flooded with details of scams such as 2G, 3G and lots more. In a society where people have lost faith in their leaders, the government and in politics in general, there is a need to encourage young intelligent minds to take up career in politics. We need a large number of youth in political forums to represent the aspiration of these vast sections of the society. With a huge demographic dividend, India is probably the youngest democracy today. In 2000, about 300 million Indians were in the age group of 15 to 34 years, and this number is set to increase to 485 million by 2030, says reports. These youths plays a vital role as stakeholders of what is probably the world's largest democracy. While we need experience and wisdom of seasonal politicians, the energy of youth, the lateral thinking to get things done will offer as a whole a new perspective to the many problems that our country faces today. In India, youth is aware of the problems our country faces today. The passion was visible when millions got together in New Delhi to support Anna Hazare in his crusade against corruption and later to protest a cruel incident that took place in Delhi in December 2012. To be a politician, one needs a vision, intelligence, and knowledge of political processes combined with a hand-on approach to grassroots problems. Youth are interested in mainstream politics, but the older politicians want to use them as a mere political talks and messengers, without drawing them into the core political activities. So-called political leaders and political parties exploit youth for their own interest. Youth is a stage of confusion, especially the confusion of mind. We get confused what to do, how to do, and where to go. And all of these confusions are recognized by the political parties. They directly or indirectly involve us into their political trap. And once we get into the trap, it's very difficult to come out from it. They make use of youth for the election campaign. They are never of the mindset to improve or to implement new schemes or policies for the better future of their young friends. Their main interest lies in the votes of young brigade and the long chains of votes created by the youth. After the election procedure gets over, they are not even bothered to look back to their young friends on whose support they win their elections. In short, they just use and later dumps the youth. The role of youth in politics should be friendly. There are many intellectual youth who are able and are willing to handle the leadership of the country. Youth must be committed to this field and involved in political participation. Youth activity in politics is necessary because youth represent the future of their country and they can best express the unique issues that affect the age of their group. The involvement of youth in the reconstruction of a country, particularly in the process of democracy, is vital for its long-term sustainability. Now, it's our duty. The sword is in our hand. Let us not wait for any godfather and decide and formulate our own rules and regulations for safe entry into the political field. Or we will be forced to become puppets in the hands of these political leaders and political parties.
After hearing the speakers, I guess you all might have some queries, questions, or your own opinions. So the answers in front of us, you all can share your views or opinions. Anyone?
First of all, I have to thank Arjun and the organizers, not for calling me here, but not calling politicians here. ते जर आशिल्ले हांगा कोण पॉलिटिशियन्स जाल्यार म्हाका दिसता पळून वचपाचें. कितलो बरो टॉपिक मांडला ह्या चौगांनी ऑन दीस खास करून द एक्सप्लॉयटेशन ऑफ यूथ. कोणाचें बरें जालें आनी प्रत्येकाचें इंडिव्युज्युअली सांगना, बट ओवरऑल द टॉपिक इटसेल्फ इज हॉट. बट एक भितूंतल्यान कमी दिसली म्हाका दिशिल्लें की अशें आतां कदाचित चड चिल्ड जाला म्हणून कदाचित आसत, पूण अशें तापतले समथें एक्सप्लॉयटेशन, आमचें एक्सप्लॉयटेशन करा मारू फोडू अशें कितें तरी गरम येतलें. पण इट वॉज कूल थंड पण बेस्ट. कांय विशय खऱ्यांनीच मुद्दे बरे आयले. हांव कोंकणींतल्यान उलयतां, सॉरी, तितूंतल्यान म्हाका एक्सप्रेस करपाक बरें जाता म्हणून. Why should youth engage themselves in political process? असो एक क्वेश्चन करून काय खऱ्यांनीच बरे मुद्दे आयले. तातून प्रत्येकान एक्सप्लॉयटेशनाक येस अशेंच आन्सर दिला, कोणीच नो म्हणून ना. पण एक असो मुद्दो आयलो की youth should participate in the political process they are the future, and they said they're not just future, they are the present. असे बरो सणसणीत असे मुद्दे आयले, पण एक कॉन्ट्ररी, दे शुड पार्टिसिपेट इन प्रोसेस, पॉलिटिकल प्रोसेस. पण आमची जेन्ना स्टुडंट इलेक्शनां बी जातात पळय, त्यांना पॉलिटिक्सांनी पार्टिसिपेट जावप ना, तांणी इन्वॉल्व जावप ना. If you have to participate in an election process, not just election process or political process or in a democracy, you have to be open for anything. ते पॉलिटिक्स म्हटल्यानंतर पार्टी आयली, सगळे आयले. एक बरो मुद्दो आयलो तो फॅमिली राज, गुंडा राज. And if you have a godfather, then only the youth can be the leader. Other youthन कितलोय प्रयत्न केलो जाल्यार you can't be that leader if you don't have a godfather. This is one point. This is just one view. But there are so many other examples also where you can see youth आयल्या ताचे फुडें. There is a whether you that should be a retirement age in politics. Okay. Good. एक दुसरो एक्सप्लॉयटेशनाच्या मुद्द्याचेर सांगपाचें जाल्यार when you say that politicians are exploiting, that means you are a victim. Unless you call yourself a victim, they can't exploit you. ह्याच फाटल्याच इलेक्शनाचे वेळाचेर जी खबर सांगता, ह्याच युनिव्हर्सिटीच्या इलेक्शनाचो पण थंय उल्लेख केलो. एज अ जर्नलिस्ट आमचे कडेन काय आयले की कशें किडनॅप केल्या, हांगा व्हरून दवरल्या, थंय व्हरून दवरल्या, अमक्या हॉटेलाचेर दवरल्या, 5 स्टारान दवरल्या. एकलो तर आयलो आनी सांगलो चीफ मिनिस्टर आपल्या घरा कडेन बंगल्याचेर व्हरून दवरल्या. आमी लागले कामान, चॅनलवाले आशिल्ले हांगासर कांय चॅनलवाले आसात, चॅनलवाले म्हणजे कितें तरी पळय स्टोरी मेळटा, काय खऱ्यांनीच किडनॅप करून व्हरून दवरतात, हांगा हातल्यान दवरतात. पण एक भितूतली खबर सांगता, रिपोर्ट करूना ही, पण भितूतली खबर सांगता जेन्ना थंय गेले तेन्ना कळ्ळें की दीज यूथ्स आर एक्सप्लॉयटिंग पॉलिटिशियन्स. इतले तांचे डिमांड थंय, कसली फिल्मां बी हांव काय म्हणना, देवाची भक्त प्रल्हाद बी आसतले, पण इतले वायट दिसलें म्हाका तें पळयना फुडें की दी युथ्स ज्या तरेन आयज वागतात, ज्या तरेन तांचे डिमांड्स आसात, ज्या तरेन ते पॉलिटिक्सान येवपाचो तांचो इंट्रस्ट पळयल्यार इट इज व्हेरी बॅड. बट हे जर आयज जर पळयलें आमी वुमन्स रिजर्वेशन्स म्हणटात आमी, आयज जर चड चलयोच आसात हांगासर. पूण प्रत्यक्षान पॉलिटिक्सान जर पार्टिसिपेशनाचें पळयत जाल्यार ती कोण येना. आयज सरपंच बी जर पळयत जाल्यार बायल सरपंच आसा पण सगळें फाटल्यान घोव चलयता. हो एक मुद्दो आसा. एक लास्ट एक मुद्दो सांगता आनी हांव सोंपयता, चड वेळ घेना तुमचो. एक विशय आयलो पॉलिटिक्स, पार्टी पॉलिटिक्स वा पार्टी आमकां लागता देश चलोवपाक न्हय, ओन्ली फॉर इलेक्शन्स. तर इलेक्शन्स आसा म्हणून हे पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज आसात. अदरवायज नाका गरज नाशिल्ले देश आमचे यूथ वा कोणी चलोवंक शकता. पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज जाय अशी काय ना. फाटल्या दिसांनी हांव एक बूक आसतलो महात्मा गांधींचो, ताचो एक रेफरन्स दिता आमी सोंपयता. तांणी म्हटलां की ऑन द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी, महात्मा गांधी तुम्ही वाचला आसतले, आय डोंट नो. ताचे वेगळोच एक कॉन्सेप्ट आशिल्लो. इलेक्शन वर्सान आमी पळयतात पंचायतीचे इलेक्शन जाता, मागीर आमदारकीचे जाता, MLAs, देन पार्लियामेंटरी इलेक्शन्स, एंड देर आर सो मेनी इलेक्शन्स. जितली इलेक्शन्स जातली तितले एक्सप्लॉयटेशन्स फॉर पार्टी आनी जे सगळे जे प्रश्न आयले ते येतले. सपोज एकूच जर इलेक्शन जालें 5 वर्सां, सो गांधीजीज व्यू, एकूच इलेक्शन जालें पंचायत लेवलाचेर वा एकूच इलेक्शन आसा, आमी पंचायताचेच फक्त इलेक्शन ल्हान वॉर्ड वायज फक्त पंचायतीचे वॉर्डाचोच आपलो निवडून दिवपाचो आनी त्या वॉर्डवाल्यान मागीर सरपंच बी दिवपाचो आनी दुसरे इलेक्शना ताणी मागीर सगळ्यांनी मेळून MLA बी काडपाचो. ते MLAs बी मागीर सगळ्यांनी मेळून पार्लियामेंटरी तो MP काडपाचो, ते MPs बी मागीर प्रायम मिनिस्टर काडपाचो आणि जसो आयज प्रेसिडेंट आमी इलेक्ट करतात प्रत्येकाक इतले पर्सेंट वोट इफ दिस MLAs we can vote for prime minister president he has this much percentage of votes or that जसो प्राइम मिनिस्टर प्रेसिडेंट आयज काडटा that was a system recommended by गांधीजी at that time जर इलेक्शनूच ना जाल्यार हे सगळो हो सगळो गोंधळ येवपाचो ना एक्सप्लॉयटेशन येवपाचो ना पार्टिसिपेशन कांयच येवपाचें ना दॅट शूड बी ओनली वन म्हाका एक आवडलें म्हणून तुमकां सांगता दिस कॉन्सेप्ट आय डोंट नो वाय इट वॉज नॉट हायलायटेड म्हणजे वाचनानूच आयलें म्हजें नाल्यार अशें खंयच्या डिस्कशनान कोणाच्या हितूंतल्यान येवना दिस गांधीजीज व्यू बट दॅर शूड बी ओनली वन इलेक्शन एंड दॅट इज ऑल्सो एट व्हेरी ग्राउंड लेवल ग्रासरूट लेवल एट वॉर्ड वायज और less than what very small voters and they should choose their leader at that only and then the rest with them ह्या हितूंतल्यान सगळ्यांत बरें जालां बेस्ट फुडें बरे विशय आसतले आयकूंक मेळटले थँक्यू आय हॅव टू थँक ऑर्गनायझर्स ऑल्सो एंड दिस youth also thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your words were appreciable. Well, with this, we end our first section. You all have tea break. Now you have